Hey, you know what's funny? I'm doing these videos now, and I've kind of been recording them for maybe like a month or so, so I have some already in my camera roll, so that's what I have been uploading, and I finally just got the nerve to do it like on Christmas Eve, so happy about that, and I'm glad that it's reaching people that are wanting to hear a message or are resonating with it. So I really appreciate everybody commenting, and I really want to like develop a, like, I don't know, somewhere where we can talk and chat about this stuff, like a Discord channel or something. So if anyone has one, let me know and I'll join it, because that'd be cool. But I'm back in the spot that I did one of like my other videos in, because I need to get lunch again, and it just felt like a great, I don't know, I just like this spot. So I'm gonna keep coming here to do it, at least when the universe calls for me to come get lunch for work. But I'm gonna read us some cards, because I brought my cards today and I'm really itching to see what Source has in store for us. This is going to be a collective reading. I'm manifesting that this reaches all the people that are asking for a reading. I'm pretty sure this reading is going to be a little bit influenced by myself as well, because I haven't done a reading for myself in a while. So I apologize if it doesn't resonate with you, but you know, take what does, leave what doesn't. Let's see. So also it's interesting because I like, this is just random, but like my lucky number right now is 38. I'm just trying to manifest like getting a house, and this house that I saw was like, the address was 3838, and that was my favorite one on my walk that I do. So that is what I'm trying to channel that energy into my life, and I'll always see the time at like 1:38, 2:38, whatever. And right now at 1:38, I just saw that on the camera, and I was just thinking about telling you guys about Natija, because I know in like another video we talked about that in the comments, because she is amazing. Like, her videos are just awesome. So if you haven't been into readers, but you want to like find someone pretty good, I would say look up Natija Cave, and it's Natija, Cave, like Cave. And then Alex Reads Tarot on TikTok is pretty good. She might be on YouTube. And then there's Jadina, or Jadina. I can't remember how she says her name, but it's like Jdina, I think. And I like the way that she does hers too, because she doesn't really use cards, I don't think. I think she's just channeling. And I don't know if you guys ever experience like channels, but like usually around nighttime, it's kind of on days where I'm not very overthinky, you know, I have more space in my brain. So at nighttime, it feels like I'm picking up on so much, like, I don't know, it feels like consciousness, or like downloads, or I don't know, because it doesn't feel like thoughts that are about me or my life. And I've always experienced that, and my therapist, she's really into this stuff, and she was saying like, it sounds like you just have been able to pick up on other frequencies, and that's really what you're hearing. And like, man, my brain is like shattering right now, because maybe I shouldn't say shattering, but like, I don't know if you guys have heard about the GATE program at like schools and stuff, but like my husband ended up in the GATE program and stuff, and that's like gifted and talented. So all these kids that are like super smart and like kind of question authority because they're like, the math ain't mathin'. I feel like they were getting put into this program to kind of like tame them, or like low-key brainwash them into like feeling like they are amazing and their thoughts are amazing, and they're gonna they're gonna be taught better things than, or more advanced things than other kids, because they are gifted and they can do it. But really, like, now that I'm hearing things come out, and I'm just seeing a lot of people like accessing different abilities that they didn't have before, like, you know, hearing different frequencies or whatever, like I feel like that program basically taught them to listen to the government and only trust like scientific stuff coming out like from the government, or like, you know. And while yes, you know, things should be validated and verified, but I don't know, we know how things go. There's a history, and like, I don't know, there's this lady on TikTok that made an iceberg of conspiracy theories. So at the bottom of the iceberg is stuff that really did happen, I believe, and at the top, the one you can see, is the stuff that is like obviously pretty far-fetched. But yeah, I'm gonna stop ranting now because it's been like 5 minutes already, and I said so many things. And I'm also realizing, I'm not stopping, I guess, but I'm also realizing that I talk really fast now that I'm listening to these videos, so I kind of see why people don't want to have a conversation with me sometimes, because I'm just like blah, blah, blah. All right, first card that I got, Page of Pentacles. Focus on your goals to bring great success. Okay, so what is it that you are hoping for, like deep down in your soul? I know there's things that we have like on our path already that we're going towards, but what's that thing inside of you that you know you're meant for? You know, those ideas that you have, the opportunities that you do see come up for this, I would say take those opportunities. This Page of Pentacles is telling you that there's a need for balancing priorities and decisions. So while yes, you want to focus on, you know, maybe your career, your life, whatever, you also kind of need to invest into your soul purpose and all of that. If you are someone that lives a spiritual life, like, you can't opt out of that. I feel like it's just a part of you sometimes, and like, you will, I don't know, maybe not, but for me, I feel like if I'm avoiding this like sensation, then I am putting myself like in misalignment, and I'm not having a good time. So everyone has a better time around me if I'm just being honest with myself and who I am. And pages are related to earth signs, so an earth sign might be particularly linked to your goal. Maybe that's what you associate it with. Also the number 2, so that's why I say that, because 2 usually represents like a relationship type of thing, like a balancing, like an agreement type of situation. So you know, if you have loyalty to anyone, or like they have loyalty to you, which is a very strong word to use, but you know, use your courage and be ambitious and eager, and work with them on your goals. Like for me, times 738 on my car. Like for me, I want to like do, I don't know, some kind of talks with my friends, because we all like this stuff, and I know we want to share more and like meet more people on 838. I saw it. Okay. All right. I pulled 5 of Cups. Cups are associated with water signs. So this one in particular is associated with Scorpio. So Scorpio or sign might be familiar, or might be related to the goal. Let's see what this one's trying to tell us though, because it is in reverse. It sounds like you've gotten past grief and loss and self-pity and despair and disappointment, and you're seeing things for what they really are. So use that to accept your situation, accept who you are, accept your life for what it is, and move from there towards what you want. Don't see it from like, oh, I'm so behind and I'm never gonna have the life I want. Put yourself where you're at right now. Don't live in the past, don't live in the future, really. Just, you know, go along with the ride. Have hope, and if there's anyone to forgive, maybe a Scorpio. That might be something your heart is calling for. Other than that, you know, this card is also talking about gratitude and charity. And it was just Christmas, so I'm sure everyone kind of experienced a little bit more of a giving spirit recently. Kindness, new alliances, and recovery. Those are all in our cards today. Also, you might be receiving something unexpected. Alright, okay, I got the Knight of Pentacles, and Knights represent air signs, and Pentacles are represented by Earth. And to me, oh man, I feel like for air signs, they're like a stream of consciousness in a body, like that. I don't know how to describe it, but like they can just go. They have an idea, they already have a whole like strategic plan that goes along with it. Like that's how their brain works, I feel like. And but in this card, you know, the Knight, he has a pentacle in his hand, which is like an earthly thing, and he's riding a horse. So it feels like this this Knight is very ambitious. He's very he's like dreaming big. He has a vision, or she, it could be she in there, or they, and they have a vision that they're trying to share with others because they're looking directly ahead, it looks like. This card is a number 3 card, by the way, associated with community, groups, energy, communication, and growth. So that might be something, honestly, Spirit wants us to focus on to get towards that goal that they don't want us to give up on. So I did pull it in reverse. So it is saying this energy might be associated with a lack of courage or jealousy, or being like unreliable, obsession with work, being stubborn. So yeah, it feels like that same kind of thing where the other card was calling for balance, where you're gonna kind of end up, you know, feeling that way when you're striving for some goal that's not really aligned with your soul purpose, like work, for example. If you're not able to achieve something, or you don't have the resources to do whatever, you know, you could end up becoming very like wrapped up in that. And if you have something external that really feeds your soul, and you do it for you, and you do it to connect or whatever out of love, it'll probably bring you better peace in your life. And not, I don't know, to me that's the way to get to the goals, I realized. Got the Star card, and for some reason this is cool because I wanted to ask somebody, I really wanted to type it into the video I was watching, like the comments, because Natija, when she pulls the Star card, she doesn't show it on camera, and she always says something about that. But this card, it just popped out, and it's saying all your dreams are coming true. It's associated with 8, which is like abundance. I don't know if you saw my other video, but 7:44 on the clock. That's my husband's birth time. So whenever I see that, I know that Source is trying to tell me my message is something to do with him, or like our life together. And so maybe that's something for you. Maybe there's somebody in your life that you're hoping you're able to like renew a relationship, or have better faith in it, or be more vulnerable in order to get that truth and fairness out of that relationship, and rebirth it, essentially. For me, that's kind of what I'm picking up on. It is associated with air and Aquarius in specific, in particular, whatever you say. Yeah, so feels like we should stay hopeful, keep healing, keep rejuvenating, and that goes back to that having balance about what brings you what you need in your life. I'm gonna switch over to the Oracle cards because also, I have my seatbelt on too. Because that just feels like a good way to end that one. I feel like that resolves, you know, it ends on a happy note, and it's basically what Source is trying to tell us, to stay on our path of success, but, you know, don't get too tunneled in on one thing, whether that be like what you have to focus on or what you want to focus on. You know, you don't want to get into an obsessive state, really, because it's not really functional. Alright, pull some Oracle cards, and then I gotta go get my lunch. I always want to get to work early so I could leave early, and then I don't. These cards are really interesting to shuffle for me because they're pretty big, and I feel like I don't end up dropping them. Or like they're not really popping out at me, I guess. Okay, finally. Alright, we got the Cauldron. I don't know if you guys read the ACOTAR series, but I can't. Like, Cauldron will forever be that series to me. And then in that series, maybe that's something that Source wants us to talk about, but essentially it goes over like the dynamics between like 3 young women, kind of, that are sisters, and in particular they all face something in a different way, like all of them, and the one in particular that, you know, gets a book about her after the Cauldron experience, she is just stubborn. That girl is stubborn, and there's like memes about how everyone thinks she's a bitch, and it's like you can see both sides. You can see why she's mad, and you can see why, or how she should just ease up already. Like, it kind of makes the story go on forever. Honestly, I haven't finished that book because it's too much of that repetitiveness for me right now, and I just wanted to focus on learning cards and stuff, that like, versus reading somebody else's story. Like, I feel like we can all write stories and stuff. I want to write a story. I don't know what I want it to be about yet, but alright. So yeah, from that one, I would say it's talking about creation, opportunity, and caring. And within the cards, like what the creator wrote. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm ever gonna find it, guys. Oh, found it. Okay. Alright, the card meaning. Self-transformation. One of the central goals of witchcraft can be intimidating. The Cauldron card reassures you that brewing change is a chance to create new opportunities for yourself as well as those around you. This can be as simple as adopting a fresh outlook. The Cauldron encourages you to think creatively and try to combine things that may not seem to work together at first to solve a problem. The Cauldron is also a symbol of nourishing yourself and others. Caring for those around you is an enriching pursuit for all involved. To me, that sounds like all the cards we just pulled from the tarot deck. To reflect, the card is calling upon argue avoiding brainstorming different solutions when faced with a problem. Ooh, that's a good question to ask yourself. Like, when you do get stuck in the tunnel vision of like, oh, I need to get this done, or really aiming for this goal, you know, that's a lot of resistance you're holding on to because you're pushing through what life is like planning out, essentially. So that would be a great question to ask yourself. Are you avoiding brainstorming different solutions? Because typically we get hung up on that one idea that we, want to see come to fruition. Next I got TEND, which it stands for maintenance, encouragement, and guidance. And it's funny because there's like this guy who does some kind of meditations. Oop. And like, yeah, not everything he says, is like, or maybe like the life he lives is not really like aligned with what I do and believe. I still believe everyone has something to offer the world, and he has great wisdom about unlocking like these limiting beliefs. So I think that one thing that I really got from him and really kicked off my whole journey into this was hearing that the earth wants everyone and everything to succeed. Yes, there is death, and yes, there are problems, but if you plant a seed in the earth and you tend to it and the sun gets to shine on it and you get to water it, that thing's gonna grow. The earth is, or maybe the universe, everything altogether is pushing things to succeed. So that's what he said. He said, think about yourself like the seed, because we aren't any different than that. We were a seed essentially at one point, and now we're just, we're growing, we're going with it. And in this card, it is saying, like, it just shows this lady's mouth and like some like smoke or something like that. But to me, I feel like that is a way to kind of keep tending on yourself like a seed. Like, speak to that higher self, because there is a higher self, and you don't have to picture it, but it's like that voice in you that knows what's best for you. Okay, I'm gonna pull one more and then I really should go. I don't want to go to work, but it'll be fun. Okay, walking staff. Haven't really got that one in a while. Support and encouragement. Interesting. Has an R on it, so the R, like a letter R, might be significant. There's 3 birds on this card as well. Let's see what the book says about this one. I'm realizing too that, like, for me, I'm really not into asking for help. I really got to shake that. But I realize, like, having support, you can be comfortable with it. It's not always bad. Okay, the card meeting. The walking staff is at home, providing help and support when you are tromping through the woods, as it is comfortable in a garden being used to prop something up. In essence, the staff is a form of wand, a magical tool used to direct energy and aid in focus. The walking staff card suggests that some part of your life needs more support, something to lean on, or something to help you focus your efforts. Like a plant may need a stake to help it stay upright until it develops enough strength in its stem to stand alone. Your life may be easier if you have something or someone to lean on. A journey can take much less effort if you use a walking staff to give you extra security along the way. Yeah, so I think we just gotta, I think Source is like, dude, it's long enough, give it up, lean on somebody. And honestly, whenever you do, I feel like that does build connections for the right relationships for you. The card is calling us to reflect on this. Can you identify which parts of your life are lacking strength? So I think that's where I'm going to end this one. I think that that's a great resolution, and it leaves us like, okay, it kind of, I feel like these cards affirmed the tarot deck reading, and then this last one, I feel like that is the next step that we have to unlock before we're gonna get anywhere else with our goal. So yeah, I really feel like that's standing out, and I think that there's somebody, maybe it's that earth sign person or something like that, or a Scorpio you gotta forgive or something, but there's somebody or something out there that, and it could even be just somebody that you listen to. You know, I love listening to readers. I feel like, you know, you don't really get to have these talks in your day-to-day life unless you do. That's awesome. But really, like, having someone to lean on and you know, showing your gratitude and them showing their care for you is just so good for the soul. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'm gonna try to get comfortable with that. So yeah, I hope that this reading was, you know, resonant for you. I'm not really sure what my goal is right now, honestly. So I'm gonna sit back and think about what I need support with, and kind of hone in on what that goal is. But yeah, I really want to also have, like, I'm gonna put all my stuff on here so that you guys can have, like, stuff that I create on Canva, because I'm a dork and I like to make art. So I pay for Canva for, like, work, honestly, but then at home I'll use it for, like, just messing around. And there's stuff that I make for, like, astrology signs and things like that, and yeah, I could try to sell it on Etsy, but honestly I don't know how to print stuff out. Like, I don't know enough about printing options and stuff to guarantee anything to anyone, but I do want to share it because it was just fun and awesome to make. And yeah, so I want to link those things for people to have if they want them. And that's all. Okay, bye. I love you. Have a good day.